Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking in on some of the world's saddest MLMs. I'm talking companies like Paparazzi. Yeah, let's start there. So I wanted to see how they're doing. I don't think I've done a shallow dive on them. If I haven't, I feel like I should. I feel like that one would be fun. I'm honestly really shocked that they're still going after they've been exposed by people, after having allegations against them based on, I believe it was a personal study that Tamara Rubin posted, Lead Safe Mama, and Crack the Crown. After their stories, those are the two main stories I can think of that tie back to paparazzi in some respect. And I'm really surprised that they've survived that and that they're still going. This I found on somebody's account on TikTok, and this looks like it is a screen recording from Paparazzi Accessories, their Facebook account. And this says update from Paparazzi Accessories Corporate, and she did a little caption here that says paparazzi acknowledged 183 items have lead and nickel. Nationwide buyback. Paparazzi advertised lead and nickel free in the past. Let's hear what this man has to say. It's always a man.
Across 183 items containing trace amounts that, although not harmful, the results do not meet our standards that we pride ourselves on.
Oh, was there no testing prior? Like, what do you mean?
For these 183 items, we have decided to offer a nationwide voluntary buyback.
Completely voluntary, completely on their own, absolutely has nothing to do with anything else.
If you decide you want to return an item, our numerous tests from CP.
That is hilarious. And I'm interested to see how this whole buyback actually goes, because even making a return with an MLM is an insane process if you can return something. Okay. And funny enough, there were 6 videos that I wanted to touch on. I believe it was this one paparazzi rep who she was showing a lot of the jewelry that she had inventory of, and I kind of wanted to show that while I was talking, if you're not familiar with paparazzi, so you could see the types of jewelry that they offer.
Let's put into action some trends that we learned at the Empower Me Pink Spring Line Watch. Here we go.
Empower Me Pink Spring Line Watch. What an insult to adults everywhere. Just like the names, the rank names for these MLMs are so insulting, and it's humiliating as a grown woman. When it's not like you're doing it on your own volition and you just want to call yourself like a pink, purple princess, star, diamond ambassador, or an area manager on your own volition. That would be one thing. This is not that.
Tone on tone. So I've got a deeper green sweater, I've got lighter green pants. That's a tone on tone. You're going to be seeing that trend. High sheen metals.
Trend? I am not the biggest jewelry person, so you might not want to hear my opinions on this stuff, but who's paying attention to this? Tone on tone being a trend? I would not trust an MLM to lead the way in anything other than how to completely fail at ethics and how to not work a business, even though it's none of these reps' business, but they're going to say it is. So let's say how to not work your business. All of this jewelry behind her, I know I probably have like most of it blurred, but behind her, she has racks and racks and racks of jewelry behind her. And this is all supposed to be sold for $5. It's overwhelming. I mean, you're around this stuff all day. Who wants a shop in their home? And above her, it looks like she has some other items or decor from the MLM.
This has a really great shine to it, and so do all the other pieces I have on. You're going to see a lot of high sheen metals this spring. And novelty. I have got a novelty dragonfly ring on.
All I can think about is how that dragonfly ring is going to send me over the edge. When it gets caught in my hair, when it snags on something, absolutely, it's going to take me out. I want nothing to do with your dragonfly ring also. And when is too much, too much? A lot of times when I see the paparazzi reps, they have so much jewelry. They have so much on. It's not just like a necklace and an earrings. Something, okay, you don't have to follow my opinion. It's just my opinion. If you're getting sweaty over there, calm down. Before you hit my comment section, you like what you like. I think it's too much. And when I see it on other people, I still think it's too much. You don't have to care what I think. But a lot of times I feel like it's like, what is that saying in art? Because women are art, aren't they? What is that saying in art that's like an artist has to know when to stop? And I feel like maybe that's the same for jewelry. We have to know when to say enough is enough.
See lots of novelty pieces, dainty novelty, large novelty, anything you can think of. It's going to be amazing, like woodland creatures and teacups and all the things. So I can't wait to implement those and see what you do with those trends and the outfits that you put together.
It's too much. It's too many options too. Let's say she sold like everything behind her. There was still more stuff on either side of her, like behind her. Imagine you're not a big this video didn't get much interaction and it was posted in February and it has 45 likes, which is more than a lot of my content gets. So I'm not trying to shame her in any regard, but sometimes you can kind of put the pieces together as to how well someone may or may not be doing it in an MLM. And a lot of times the engagement can be a telltale sign or a piece of the puzzle. And she's not getting much engagement, which tells me there might not be a lot of people buying from her, engaging with her content. She might be really good on lives and the algorithm doesn't pick up her normal stuff. It could be that too. But if she doesn't get rid of all this product, she's just going to sit there and rot behind her and possibly shed heavy metals. I'm not sure how that works. And this one, I hope you can still hear it. They're in a mall walking around and they're doing the I'm an X, Y, and Z. Of course I'm gonna X, Y, and Z. That trend.
We're paparazzi consultants. Of course we sell affordable jewelry.
We're paparazzi consultants. Of course we're at the food court.
We're paparazzi consultants. Of course we're best used with models.
And we're paparazzi consultants. Of course we love the news and collector.
Is that their display? Are they at a convention? I'm not sure where they are, but they have actual jewelry, like for nice jewelry displays behind them. I'm sorry, if you can tell that I've always had a problem saying that word since I was a kid. Keep it to yourself. But they have a real jewelry display behind them, posing in front of it as though their $5 jewelry deserves to be in that kind of a setting. It deserves to be, well, it shouldn't be made, period. But it deserves to be sold on lives, not in a display. We don't need all that.
We're paparazzi consultants. Of course you need to pay your invoice.
And it's a fan that says pay your invoice on it. Well, you really told them.
We're paparazzi consultants. Of course we go to Vegas every year.
We're paparazzi consultants.
Even during the pandemic.
Of course we walk the stage at the gala.
On your phone.
Wow, we're in an MLM. We walked across the stage. How many times have you guys heard me say that? One of the biggest goals when you are just a rep, you can be high up, low down, doesn't matter. You can be higher up in the company or you can just be an entry level rep with like 2 people under you. And your goals will still be to get on stage. It's still going to be seen as some big to do when really to people on the outside, it might, like if they have some sliver of interest, give you some sort of leg to stand on when it comes to your credibility in the MLM. But really on the outside looking in, it's like, okay, no one cares. There's nothing impactful going on here, especially when you have like more of a trained eye and you have experience and you've seen the negative experiences of most people in MLM. I say that because most people lose money. So how's that a positive experience in that regard anyway? And you see this for what it is. It's these women wearing cheap, mostly hideous jewelry that I've seen personally. It's only impactful and some sort of a goal for the reps in that company. It doesn't hold any weight in the real world that you walked across the stage with $5 jewelry on your neck. Worst of all, it signals to your team, it gives them like a feeling of FOMO of, oh, that's the goal of mine too. I want to walk across that stage too, because that's when I'll know I've really made it in my MLM. And they will see, oh, my upline did it. Wow, I'm so proud of my upline. But they don't do it, and they likely never will. Most people never will. Okay, next we have a paparazzi rep who is going to take us through her live setup. The company, I think it's Bombparty. Some of the reps have the most chaotic and overstimulating setups. I don't know how they do it. And credit to them for keeping everything straight, because I simply could not.
Live. So this is the area where I go live. I just want to give y'all kind of a quick glance over here. Typically when I'm going live on the evening shows, this whole table will be filled with bus. This is my big rolling rack right here that rolls in and out. The right side stays empty. The left side is loaded with pairs and sets and things like that, ready to go, to be shown. We like to pair them up anytime we can. And then of course I always have bus set up here. We have some over here. We have them there. All the fun stuff. I am in the middle of a reboot.
She has at least 2 lights, a ring light and then one of those square lights for the setup. This is so much, all of this gear. And imagine if she wants to quit one day. Hello, sunk cost fallacy. All of this stuff that she's put in for the MLM. God forbid if she ever wants to leave. How are you going to get rid of this stuff? What, are you just going to shove it off and sell it off to some other rep?
Right now, but this is my entire area. I've got my fatigue mat down there, kind of help my legs, I guess, or feet not be as sore. But this is the area. This is where I go. I always make sure I am prepared with goodies put together. And I just thought y'all might like to see my special little place.
And yes, I am stating my opinion with my hideous background. Okay, now we have a rep who's going to show us how she makes this cheap ass ring smaller, because you can't just order your correct size or whatever. I can't even imagine taking the time to fuss with a cheap piece of jewelry that is not for a small child. I can't even imagine giving that the time of day instead of just getting another one. I know. I'm not usually a wasteful person on here. I try to spread the things that I reuse, or my home hobbies that I use secondhand fabric to make. Right now I'm making a quilt. But would I change the size of a $5 ring? No. Now we have a woman who, it looks like she's renting a brick and mortar area for her jewelry. Let's just take a look. I am going to have to blur stuff out because I don't like to focus on the reps. So I do like to keep them blurred because it's really, unfortunately, well, they're really irrelevant to what we usually talk about here on my channel.
You supposed. All right, so I know some of y'all saying, girl, where you been? You supposed to been here yesterday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but y'all, girl, been doing other stuff. Come on back tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to make up for that.
It's so open and so empty for the most part. I mean, when you have a paparazzi jewelry brick and mortar situation going on, I feel like you either have to have so much, like more than this, stock, and you have to figure out how to organize it in a way. I don't even know how you do it. Organize it in a way that's not going to be overwhelming. Like you have to like style little sections, some sort of system, some sort of cohesiveness. If you're just selling the jewelry and nothing else, then I feel like you might not keep potential buyers in like maybe you would if you had some other items in there. Now, I don't know how that works with the paparazzi legalities when you have one of these sort of setups. And if they're not allowed to sell other products in those brick and mortar shops, I think that's going to be really hard for the clients to find success a lot of times. I really think that if you're going to be in an MLM like this, you do need to be doing it on, I don't think you should do it at all, but if you're going to be doing it anyway, because people, free to make your own decision. Everyone's free to make their own decisions. I think you just got to stick to doing it on online, because doing it brick and mortar, it breaks my heart to see.
Missed show yesterday, and I'm going to tell y'all what I've been doing and new. But I need y'all to come back at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to show y'all some great old fun, fashionable, and affordable accessories. But before then, we're going to shimmer, and we gonna shine. Shimmer and shine, but don't you scroll nowhere because
She has really great upbeat energy, and I hate that it's being wasted on an MLM. I would love to see her doing something else, even just being like a regular influencer or telling her story if she ever leaves paparazzi. I would want to hear that. I like her energy. I like her vibe. I think it's disappointing to see someone waste their potential in an MLM. And especially, I mean, this is like as bad as it gets, is having a brick and mortar, like the Herbalife nutrition shops posing to be someplace that normal people who don't want to support an MLM would want to go.
guess what? I got some $5 fines coming. So here we go with your $5 fabulous fines. All right, so you can comment below the number that you would like to grab and bag, or you can send me a personal message or whatever items you would like to grab and bag. All right, everything today is going to be $5. So we have this gorgeous gold set, which is going to be set number 1. You can say,
okay, we don't need to hear all the music. Okay, so some flower. I mean, to me, this jewelry, it's just unimpressive. When it's not hideous and it's kind of like, okay, it's still unimpressive. I'm glad it's $5 because there's no way it's worth any more than that. And lastly, I'm going to show you a video by a creator. She goes by Maria Abrams, and she posted this back in January, and she is filling us in on some stuff that you might already be familiar with. It was news to me. This is about the company Seint. They do the wax melts. They've been plaguing military spouses for far too long. Let's get into it.
There's some new MLM drama. This time it has to do with a company called Seint, which sells fragrant wax melts. The CEO did an update call, and some consultants are really pissed. I'm going to paraphrase and read off of a comment I saw on Facebook, and I will preface this by saying, do your own research. This could be all speculation.
Yeah, I second this too because I did not see this. Obviously, I'm not on any of these MLM calls, so I have no idea what's really going on in there. So if this is the case that is going on, this is really interesting.
But anyway, consultants now have to get $250 instead of $200 to be active. If you make it to $250, you get 25% commission. And if you don't,
25% commission. You're going to do all the work to sell these wax melts that you can literally go to Walmart and sniff in person. My Walmart has actually, all the Walmarts that I live by have full aisles of smellies, and you can go there and smell them in person, and you don't have to deal with anyone. They might even be cheaper. I'm not sure because I don't buy these things. But if you wanted to, you can go smell them in person, and you don't have to rely on waiting for a sample. You don't have to wait for anybody. Get in your car and go get it. And you're not supporting someone who's in an unethical business model that they're probably not succeeding in. All for 25%? That's not even worth doing it to me. If it's not just like posting a link, it's too much. 25%, it's not worth the time.
only get 20%. The problem is that when people sign on for Seint, they were promised a 25% lifetime commission as long as they sold $1,000 worth of PRV while they're there. And PRV is the personal retail volume, which is the total.
That still could be really hard to do, to make $1,000 of sales. Like that could take your whole life, depending on how good you are at manipulating people and getting people interested in it. I have none of the skills, and that's probably why I didn't do good in my MLM, if we're all being honest. There are parts that I had to just completely mute. There's some sort of weird sound that comes up on her videos, like a sort of interference sort of sound. I'm not sure. I don't know if it just happened when she was editing or what, but in the parts where it randomly goes quiet, I'm not blurring out anybody's names or whatever. It's just that weird sound that comes up, and I know it's not going to feel good in your headphones.
Total value of commissionable products sold by a Seint consultant. This is also bananas, and if you want to look up their compensation plan, it's there. Anyway, they also changed the tiers, shut down a bunch of warehouses, and here's their compensation plan, and it's...
Ooh, let's take a look. She has their compensation plan on here. Let's read off their names here. Essential consultant, but it's like the Sensi way of spelling it. Certified consultant, lead consultant, star consultant, superstar consultant. That's not insulting to a grown woman's intelligence at all. You just think she's going to eat that shit up. And they will. When they're deeply indoctrinated in this MLM, they absolutely will gobble that up. on the outside, it sounds ridiculous. Director, star director, superstar director. Don't ever put this shit on your resume. If you go from an MLM to a real job, don't put this on your resume that you were a superstar director with Sensi. Don't you dare put essential consultant and spell it that way. They're going to look at you like you have 3 sets of eyes.
It says you'll be certified for life if you reach this level. They took that back.
It's always an MLM, isn't it? They come up with some way to make you feel good, like you're getting something awesome, and it's nothing, or it's just bad news. Okay, and now we're going to look at a consultant in Washington, and it says all Washington State paparazzi consultants will be let go on March 31st. That's today when I'm filming this.
Crying myself to sleep. I wrote them an email and told them, like, I've been doing this for 4 years and I have customers in over 30 states. All my accomplishments are basically trash. I just hit life of the party.
I believe life of the party is supposed to be some sort of big deal in paparazzi.
I won't get recognized for it. I won't get any recognition for all the hard work. I was this year on track to maybe leveling up to the next level, and now all the points, they have points depending on your orders and everything, and all my points are trash. My accomplishments.
If you can't tell, also because I have her blurred out, she's devastated, it appears. She's crying and she's really upset. She's going to lose basically everything. All her hard work is going to go straight to the trash. And I do feel for her because it does appear that she obviously had some sort of success, to whatever degree that is for her personally, in this company, and it's going to have a negative impact now that she has to do something else. I hope that she finds a more stable venture for herself, a way to make money. I'm never happy to see these people not be able to provide for themselves, but I am always, always, always happy and rooting for the people who do find opportunities that are better for them than companies like these MLMs, because they are not reliable. They're frightfully unstable, and they can take it away at the blink of a hat. Now, it doesn't seem like this is paparazzi being like, hey, fuck you, and just closing the doors, which MLMs absolutely can do. This was the government stepping in on paparazzi.
Are trash. The hard work for 4 years is, I'm sorry. It's like, it's for nothing. We can't go to convention. Pablo and I, bought our tickets to convention early bird because we went last year, and
I hope they can get a refund for that. It's not their fault that they can't go now, but with the way MLMs are, I don't think she's going to get a refund.
Yeah. And so we already had our tickets for that. I guess they're going to refund them. I've had offers of people taking us as guests, and I just think it'd just be way too hard to go if I can't be part of it. I feel like I'm kicked out of a club that
you work so hard for.
That I've been a part of and has been such a part of my life for 4 years. I started this and we've gone through 2 moves. I've gone through heart surgery. We've just had all these ups and downs and everything, and paparazzi was just such a constant. And it was my happy place to come and see you guys. I've been crying myself to sleep. I wrote them an email and told them, like, I've been doing this for 4 years and I have customers in over 30 states. all my accomplishments are basically trash. I just hit life of the party. I won't get recognized for it. I won't get.
And she followed that post with some more goodbye posts, and it seems like she's trying to get rid of her stuff for whatever the lowest she can sell it for is. But that's really sad to see. I don't like seeing a consultant from any MLM upset to be losing this opportunity, especially when like a lot of people don't get into MLM to take advantage of others or to lead people astray. I really do think that most people who get in it, especially if it's their first MLM, with the best intentions, like they want to do something good, they want to make a positive impact in some way, and this seems like a way that they can do that. Unfortunately, the MLM does not give a rat's ass about you the way that you might think they do or they might lead you to, regardless of what MLM. I know this one isn't necessarily Paparazzi's fault, but it pretty much goes for every MLM that I have seen. So if you like this video, give it a little likesy poo. If you have commentary for the class, leave that down below. And if you super like this video, share it with your besties and make sure you are subscribed so you get to see all of my videos. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.